Sergei Lavrov has dismissed allegations that a vessel, which had been missing for 2 weeks, had been carrying weapons to Iran. The claims surrounding the Arctic Sea ship appeared in the British press, and they said the ship was loaded with anti-aircraft systems while being serviced in Kaliningrad. Well, for more, I'm now joined live from central Moscow by correspondent Katerina Zareva. Now, what are Lavrov's comments then about the allegations that the ship was indeed carrying weapons to Iran?
Well, Bill, the Arctic Seas, ever since it disappeared in July, has proved a wonderful matter for speculation. Everyone, from the people who are looking to it, to the governments of various countries, to the mass media, speculated on what had happened to the Arctic Sea, what it was carrying, specifically was it carrying any illegal cargo. Now, some media speculated that the Arctic Sea could have potentially carried some Russian missiles that were en route to Iran. The Russian Foreign Minister, Sergei Lavrov, categorically denied any such allegations and said that there was no illegal cargo on board the Arctic Sea that was loaded, that left the port of Finland in late July. It later disappeared for nearly a month and was then found by the Coast Guard, and the crew has now been brought back to Russia and is being interrogated and questioned as to what had happened when the hijacking took place. According to the crew, the boat was hijacked by pirates. But the Russian Foreign Minister categorically denied any involvement of the Arctic Sea in illegal smuggling or carrying of any goods other than registered in its shipping manifest. And according to that manifest, the Arctic Sea was carrying a large amount of timber. The Russian Foreign Minister said that an investigation will be carried out fully and completely into what had happened to the Arctic Sea and what, in fact, indeed was carrying, if not what was on the ship's manifest. Let's have a listen to what the Russian Foreign Minister had to say.
The information that there were S-300 missiles aboard the Arctic Sea is absolutely not true. Russia will launch an inspection of the ship as soon as possible, and I assure you we will keep it as transparent as possible so that everyone will be able to see that the rumors are false.
Now, transparency is something that would be very necessary in the Arctic Sea's case, because it has been just one big mystery ever since it left a Scandinavian port and later disappeared just after a few days. But having said that, it is still not quite clear where the ship is itself at the moment as we speak.
Another topic in his media briefing, Katerina, was concerning Iran and North Korea's nuclear programs. Tell us, what's Moscow's position on that?
Well, Bill, Moscow has been very clear on its positions concerning the Northern Korea and Iran's nuclear ambitions. Moscow said that under no circumstances should those two countries be forced into a corner and somehow made to cooperate forcefully, because that will only worsen the situation. He said that the frame of six-party talks that concern the North Korean nuclear ambitions should continue, that discussions should lead the way, and there should be a diplomatic and compromising solution found to this problem, because pushing anyone, specifically countries such as North Korea and Iran, would only lead to further complications. As for Iran, Russia categorically denies that Russia is supplying Iran with missiles of any kind, but of course still continues to maintain that Iran deserves the so-called Iran deserves a chance, basically, and that its nuclear program is not necessarily targeted at creating a nuclear weapons, as Iran claims. It is for peaceful purposes only. And of course, Russia being involved in the construction of the Bushehr nuclear plant is very willing, by those actions showing that it's willing to believe Iran. But still, the Russian Foreign Minister said that talks do need to continue, that both the Iranian and North Korean nuclear ambitions need to be made more transparent in order for the international community to accept them as they are.
Katerina Zareva, thanks very much indeed for that live update from central Moscow.